farmers must kill 4.2 million chickens after bird flu hits Iowa egg farm. More than 4 million chickens in Iowa would have to be killed after a case of the highly pathogenic bird flu was detected at a large egg farm, the state announces Tuesday. Crews are in the process of killing 4.2 million chickens after the disease was found at a farm in Sioux County, Iowa, making it the latest in the years-long outbreak that now is affecting dairy cattle as well. Last week, the virus was confirmed at an egg farm west of Minneapolis, Minnesota, leading to the slaughter of nearly 1.4 million chickens. Overall, 92.34 million birds have been killed since the outbreak began in 2022, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. First and foremost, call Halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rahakwadash. Double honors to our teachers, the apostles, and the elder bishops of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutations to the 144,000, the elect men of the nation of Israel that's teaching in truth, sincerity, and diligence for the sake of Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Lord willing, this lesson may be edifying and straight to the point. Yeah, and it's the Lord that's increasing the famine on these people. You see, because here it is, another 4.2 million birds had to be killed because of the H5N1 virus contaminated them, along with your cattle, along with different dairy products that had to be taken off the shelves, your beef that had to be thrown out because of the H5N1 contamination, along with the salmonella contamination, and different pesticides that's been erupting in your livestock, man. It's ultimately the Lord increasing the famine here in America, Babylon the Great. You see, and it's going to come a time where people is going to have to acknowledge it, man. Because the things that's going unseen and not being talked about, it's ultimately going to become a concern here in this society because they're going to grow. Real quick, it's 2 Ezra chapter 16 and verse 18. It says the beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils, bad times. What should I do when these evils shall come? You see? And the scriptures is telling you, these are the beginning stages, meaning what? Things got to intensify, man. You see? Things are ultimately going to grow to the point where everybody's going to have to acknowledge prophecy, man, in one way, form, or fashion. People are going to be concerned about hyperinflation, supply and demand, chicken going up, beef going up, different products, different basic everyday necessities that was once, able to be bought at a reasonable price. Shit is going to skyrocket, man. You see? And it's ultimately because of the famine that's increasing daily here in the society. The Lord is reducing the strength here in America, Babylon the Great. Even when you go into that word perilous, because he says the beginning of evils, and one thing that's going to bring forth evil times is the famine, man. Because even when you consider the C-19, when it was a scarcity of different cleaning products, people was fighting, killing, and stabbing, brutally beating each other over different cleaning products, Lysol wipes, Lysol spray, Clorox, So how much more for when the food runs scarce? How much more for when this is a supply and demand on the food, man? 2 Timothy 3:1. This know also that in the last days, perilous times should come. You see? And the famine is an event that can bring forth perilous times. You go into the word perilous, Strong's G5467. It says through the idea of reducing strength. You see? Yeah, America was once flourishing with different resources and luxuries. Food was at a reasonable price, but soon things is going to dry up. The resources is going to start to reduce. The strength of America, Babylon the Great is going to start to reduce. And it's going to start to affect the society along with the people. And life is suddenly going to mold from being an easygoing thing, things being affordable, happy times, to it being hard to do, to take, to approach, hard to bear, troublesome, dangerous, harsh, fierce, and savage. This is the way that life is going to suddenly start molding. It's going to suddenly start to be hard to do. It's going to be hard to take and hard to approach certain situations. Hard to bear the fact that you won't have food readily available for you. It's already a concern about different food chains closing down here in the U.S. Articles coming out real quick This is from End Time Headlines. It says nearly 80% of Americans now consider fast food a luxury due to high prices. You see? So even certain restaurants where you have the dollar menu, you can go you can go to McDonald's. Back then you could normally go to McDonald's for $5 and get a whole meal, but now shit is like 10, 11, and $12, man. $15 for a meal, in which you shouldn't be eating fucking McDonald's and all these fast food chain restaurants anyway. But now people are saying it's a luxury to go there because of the prices is too high. And it's just that hyperinflation starting to set in on these people. You see, real quick, it says a recent survey conducted by Linden Tree found 78% of consumers now consider fast food to be a luxury purchase due to how expensive the meals have become. Yeah, things is not affordable as they used to be a few years back, man. But that's ultimately the Lord increasing the famine and bringing forth those perilous times. You see, real quick, this is Jeremiah. I believe it's Jeremiah 3. That's not it. Let's go here. This is Isaiah 3 and verse 1. It says, for behold, the Lord of hosts, do it take away from Jerusalem and from Judah the stay and the staff, the whole stay of bread and the whole stay of water. You see, and real quick, you go into that word stay. Strong's H4937 for the word stay. It says support. You see, staff. It says a protector or a sustenance. You see, a stay, a support. You see. So the things that you pretty much used to seeing here in America, the things that you're pretty much used to leaning on, as far as different restaurants, grocery stores and shit like that, for you to go and buy food, those places are going to soon be found unsown. They're not going to have food. It's going to be a famine. They're going to be destroyed. They're going to be looted. They're going to be barricaded. Things are going to be too expensive. It's going to be a supply and demand on things. And the support that was given to you through the government, different government assistance, food stamps, WIC, it ain't going to matter in that day, man, because the Lord is going to take it away. You see, you ain't going to be able to use a WIC card in the famine, man. You go into that word staff, Strong's H4938, it says support of any kind. You see? So, yeah, you won't have any support when the Lord starts to increase the famine, man, because it's also going to be for your destruction. This is Ezekiel. Let's see what it said. I believe it's Ezekiel 5. Yep, Ezekiel 5 and verse 16. It says, when I send upon them the evil arrows of famine, in which these are the beginning stages, things is ultimately going to grow. Like it tell you in 2 Ezra, the 16th chapter, these are, the beginning of famines, the beginning of wars, acknowledging that things has to grow, man. So when they do grow, it's going to be for your destruction. You see, it says, when I send upon them the evil arrows of famine, which shall be for their destruction, in which I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff of bread. You see, that support, man. You're not going to have that support no more, man. And the Lord said he was going to increase the famine. How he's going to do it? Like this. Farmers must kill 4.2 million chickens after bird flu hits Iowa egg farm. And this is a constant thing that's continually happening here in the society, where your livestock is constantly being taking blow after blow from pestilences that the Lord is putting on them. Hey, yeah, it's the Lord doing it. You see, he's sending forth the evil arrows of famine, and you're watching that process of the famine grow. Another way the Lord is doing it. Nearly 80% of Americans now consider fast food a luxury due to high prices, supply and demand, hyperinflation. You see, things being too high to the point you just falling back, and it's going to cause the food chain to decline, to reduce. So now certain restaurants is going to shut down because they're not going to be able to pay their workers because niggas ain't going to fast food restaurants anymore. You see? Yeah, it's a domino effect, man. And the Lord, he set it up beautifully, you know. And the nigga might say, well, what you gonna do? You know, how you gonna escape? You see? It says, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Well, we gonna wait upon the Lord, man. You know, and the Lord said, my servants should eat, but ye should be hungry. We're gonna trust in the Holy One of Israel. We're gonna bank on the words of Yahweh by Shema Shai. You know, what was that? Lamentations 3 in verse 24. It says, the Lord is my portion, saith my soul. Therefore will I hope in him. You see, we're going to hope in the Lord while when certain events start to unfold in the earth, a lot of people going to hope and trust in the so-called white man, Esau Edom, and his solution. Which his solution is going to be take that sea hill and your right hand on your forehead. And if you want to continue buying and selling, you know. But the Lord tell you, my servant's going to eat. Yeah, you going to trust in Esau, but it's still going to be a scarcity of food. You know, but yet the Lord said that in famine, you should be satisfied. So that's what we going to bank on, man, you know. And Lord willing, he put it in our minds to continue in that spirit. You see, verse 25, it says, the Lord is good unto them that wait for him, to the souls that seeketh him, you see. So this is what we banking on. We banking to see the goodness of the Lord. You know, it says, it is good that a man should both hope and quietly wait for the salvation of the Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. You know, so and that's what we're ultimately going to do. We're going to sit and we're going to wait, you know, upon the word, upon Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. We want to let the Lord move instead of, you know, leaning on our own understanding, which doing that is ultimately just going to lead to your destruction. Leaning on your own understanding is pretty much taking a carnal mind. And the Lord said a carnal mind leads to death. But a spiritual mind, which is you waiting and hoping in the mercies of Yahweh by Shema Shai, hoping in salvation, is going to ultimately lead you to life. You see, but yeah, I pray that you was edified. You know, giving all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahakwadash. Lord willing, until next video, say shalom.